Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here in Foley Square. It's Friday, April 15th, 2022. And it being a Friday, we're going to focus in on not your average case. It involves rhino horns. But first, a preview of next week. It's said that Honduras former President, Juan Orlando Hernandez, who's lost his opposition to extradition, his appeal to extradition, will arrive in the SDNY. We will be there. This will be the big one. We've covered the life sentence plus 30 for his brother, Tony Hernandez. We've covered the life sentence plus 30 of Giovanni Fuentes Ramirez, and we'll be covering JOH in depth. Now, the rhino horn case involves Mr. Kroma, Mr. Sharif, and Mr. Sarur. Yesterday, there was a proceeding in which Mr. Sharif sought to fire his lawyer and get Sullivan and Cromwell. Didn't happen. He also sought to sever his trial because Sarur is also charged with heroin, apparently, and he's not. Just the horns. 4 counts of rhino horn wildlife. There were interpreters. There was a Mandingo interpreter, 2 of them actually. There were 2 Arabic interpreters, and it's a case that we're following. Kroma has pleaded guilty, as we reported. Now we're going to turn to the United Nations, which is taking the day off today, amid the slaughter in Ukraine. Big Tony sitting in his mansion. We've published a literary piece that you can find, a Blue Plate special. Check it out. But in the real world, some time ago, Inner City Press exclusively published a video of UN personnel in a UN truck, UN sex in the van in Tel Aviv. And initially the UN tried to ignore it, and then it was covered with credit to Inner City Press on like France 24, AFP, I-24 News, and so they said they would do an investigation. Well, years later, yesterday, after we asked in writing and they didn't answer, Stefan Dujarric never answering questions, they announced that 2 men have been separated from service and 1 remains. We know the name and we'll publish it. But the whole thing is a fraud and a scam. The UN has covered it up and its press corps has been complicit. Look for it online. Blue Plate special. To be continued.